PESTEL analysis. The PESTEL model is a useful framework for examining a company's macro-external environment of a business. According to Morden, it is a threat for any business, whether a new or established, to understand the view of the business on how the business flows operates. It is important that every business must be aware to the flow of the business. It is the reason that the business owner should use the PESTEL framework, stands for political, economical, sociocultural, technological, environmental, and legal, which depicts the realities of the business world. The PESTEL model is used to examine the Wancha Cape's macro-external environment as shown above. In Marilao, Bulacan, particularly in Barangay Parenza 1 in Santa Rosa, is a distinct, active, and thriving market for milk tea and milk tea shops. The PESTEL model aids in the investigation of this intriguing market and provides necessary information for the Wancha Cafe business. Number 1 is the political. Many external environmental elements can have an impact on your business. Owners frequently analyze each of these aspects carefully. The goal is to make a better decisions for the company's advancement at all times. The political environment has a variety of effects on businesses. It also could introduce risk factors that results in a significant loss. You should be aware that political forces have the ability to influence outcomes. Since the Wancha Cafe opens only in times of a pandemic, it is still adjusting in terms of profit, since it only establishing the name to the market. A political factor that could affect the business could be an increase or decrease in taxation. The government may raise taxes on some businesses while lowering them on others. The ruling will have a direct impact on its operations and growth. Number 2 is economical or economic factors are connected with goods, services, and money. Despite directly affecting businesses, these variables refer to the financial state of the economy on a greater level, whether that be a local or a global business. The reason for this is that the state of the economy can decide many of the important details that come up in operating company, including such as consumers' demand, taxes, and asset value. Determinants of political is inflation is the rate at which prices in the economy are increasing. Inflation causes increase in business expenses such as rent, utilities, and cost of materials used in a production of a business. Rising costs are likely to force a business to rise of prices on their own products and services to keep pace with inflation, and also to maintain profits. Inflation can reduce the purchasing power of consumers unless employers increase wages based on the level of inflation. Another is that high inflation is currently being noticed around the world as a result of post-COVID-19 consequences as well as the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And operating in such circumstances can be extremely distracted to Wancha, even it is a micro business. As excessive inflation reduces demand for Wancha products while also increasing the cost of operations. This would result in the revenue and sales growth losses. Next is a sociocultural environment. The impact on business operations. Business do not exist in a vacuum, and even the most successful business must be aware of changes in the cultures and societies in which it does business. As a society and culture changes, business must adapt to stay ahead of their competitors and stays relevant in the minds of their consumers. The determinants like changing consumers' preference are an important sociocultural aspect impacting business and business decisions. When generating new products, business like Wancha's Cafe is a multi-business must be continually mindful and shifting preference of their products would quickly become outdated. These elements are particularly intriguing since they have a direct impact on how the business sees its customers and what motivates them by given the huge amount of multi shops in the neighborhood where the shop is also located. And for the mm, technology truly has revolutionized the way that companies are able to conduct a business. Even the promotions is always changes by the use of technology. New ways of creating and distributing goods and services, as well as a new ways of interacting with target audiences are all influenced by technological variables. The One Cha Cafe, for example, may now use a technology through Facebook pages, TikTok, Instagram by posting their products. Use technology to use technology to serious cut their operating cost. Any sorts of business can present and market their products online using a variety of social media platforms. It assists businesses is communicating with customers by allowing them to post the products they want to advertise environment to advertise. Next is the environmental. Every business, whether a large or small, is also affected not only from internal organizational factor but from several external factors. Company has no control on external environment. Developing marketing strategies should include considering environmental factors so an accurate picture of the market trends and environment can be presented and to understand as to where the company is standing. Ignoring environmental aspects is similar to walking on path where there are unsuccessful marketing and lost revenues which can ultimately impact the health of the business brand. Because due to the environmental crisis that occur in the present days, government implement to reduce using plastic and practice using biodegradable packaging to lessen the overuse of plastics and avoid the rising number of pollution in our planet. One Cafe offered for dine-in customers to use a paper straw and biodegradable packaging and able to help the environmental crisis and to offer nature-friendly. In that way, the One Cafe wanted to help to practice a healthy environment even though the innovation is ongoing. And the last is for the legal. In putting up a business, there are regulations and business laws that is needed to be followed by the business to become legally operated. Bureau of Internal Revenue Republic Code 1997, the Bureau of Internal Revenue is mandated by law to assess and collect all nations' internal revenue taxes, fees, and charges and to enforce all our forfeitures, penalties, and fines connected therewith, including the execution of judgment in all cases decided in its favor by the Court of Tax Appeals and the ordinary courts. To consider the business is legal, it is important to comply all the legal requirements in building a business, either it is a micro or macro types of a business. When one businesses have failed to comply one of the basic requirements, it is considered a legal business. And able to operate business legally, one Shakape should comply the basic requirements and able to operate continuously and smoothly. Even though one Cafe is a micro business, it is important to pay the taxes and other related legal requirements on time to avoid penalty and able to operate the business continuously. The assumption of this because of taxes paid, the one Cafe operate added of product innovations and able to comply those expenses that use in the business. Got it. Got it.